Something you might want to mention is how many credits they get towards whatever, because they have to have some fine arts, right?
Booker T is a performing arts school in Dallas, and I lived in Dallas at the time, and I got in actually in the music department. Most people think I got in theater. Started in music, singing and playing the piano, and then after the first semester I switched over to theater, and actually tech theater became my passion. Tech theater and musical theater became my passion. It is so hands-on, and students get so excited about not just building something, but building something for a purpose, that it creates a great classroom opportunity where they actually get to see what they produced being used in an actual theatrical production. Sometimes people hear the word theater and they think acting. Those are the only thing they think of is acting. And they're like, oh, I'm so shy, I don't want to do that. Well, there's two sides to the whole theater concept. There's the acting on the stage part, and then there's all the other stuff. You've got costumes, lighting, sound, set pieces, painting, props. All of these different aspects come into what makes a play, and only one of them is the acting. All those other things are the tech side.
My favorite part about this class is probably making all the things for the shows, like the set and the way that people get on stage and off stage.
Theater tech from Madagascar, they made everything from the fences that came on and off the stage at the Central Park Zoo. They made the giraffe's head, and they built that up. They took all the costumes, which were mostly things from thrift stores, that we changed into the costumes that we used for the play.
My role in the shows is to change the background or the setting by moving the set around, taking items off and on the stage. I would suggest this class to other students if you like doing things like working, using power tools, and in general just having a fun time.
Well, OAP stands for OneAct Play. It's a production class. So the first couple of months of school, we're reading plays as a group. We're trying to figure out what is going to be the best play for this group of students. So sometimes we read 4 or 5 plays, sometimes we read up to 20 plays, trying to find just the right fit. So then once we audition in class and they get their parts, they memorize them, and we start blocking.
Right now we're preparing for our show, so we are building set, which is fun for people who don't like acting. They can build and saw stuff and paint stuff, and we're acting too for our show, and it's about the Holocaust and yeah.
And our competition usually is in mid-spring, and we'll go and compete against 4 to 6 schools, and they give away first place, second place, third place, and then they also have Best Actor, Best Actress, Honorable Mention cast, and All-Star casts. It's a really great opportunity. There's lots of bonding. There are after-school rehearsals in January and February, so that is something to consider. But it's a great opportunity.
My favorite part is all being a family and discovering new things and learning and growing together in plays that we're doing, or even just talking about things in different plays.
Intro to Theater, anyone can join. It basically is an overview of all the theater choices you'll be able to take from 7th grade all the way through high school. So we kind of dabble in a little bit of everything. At the beginning of the year, the intro classes work really hard to help with the production of the musical. That usually is about 6 weeks long. After they've done the musical portion, usually that's working on props and sets and painting. Then we move into puppetry. Puppetry involves more than just acting and more than just tech, because they actually build their own Muppet puppets and perform a puppet show in January. The students have to pick a book that's a pretty well-known, good quality book, and they will change it into a script, which is a whole process. Then they will make their puppets and then figure out what kind of voice their puppet has, and then eventually perform.
Right now we're working on puppets. We make a script and we perform it, but it just depends on what time it is. It's a very chill class, and Misty is super nice, and it's always fun.
You may come and audition to be in the OneAct play class or the acting class. If you're a technician, you may come in and say, oh, I can already sew, or I've used tools before, and I interview you for that class. For intro, once you're in the intro class, I can help you better decide next year what to take. So as a 7th grader, if you're in intro, I'm going to be able to easily say, oh, you really should go to this class next year. Intro's a lot of fun. There's really not homework or anything. It's a great day every day, and you're doing something new all the time. There's no boredom. In the advanced acting class, you'll come at the end of the spring and you'll audition. You can bring anything you want to prepare, or I can just give you something when you show up. It's no big deal. Well, you of course audition for your parts. Typically the people who are in the acting class really work hard to get into those parts, and there is actually a performance that they do alone that no one else can be in, which is the mime show. We perform at the Lovejoy Fine Arts Festival in the winter. They do a mime show. It's pretty awesome, and that's kind of a tradition. So no one else can be in that but them. They are learning monologues. We are talking about how to find the right part for yourself to present to the class. They're reading scripts. They're studying different kind of musicals from the early 1900s all the way to what's out there today on Broadway, and researching different actors. So it's more of acting and then research-based class. And I think that typically, unless I have a really big influx, usually everybody who comes to come and audition, that tells me that they're brave enough to take on the class.